The Everton winger was the subject of interest from a number of sides before the regular transfer window closed on Thursday evening, including former club Crystal Palace and Villa's championship rivals Middlesbrough. Indeed, Boro are expected to reignite their interest in Bolasie, with the loan window still rumbling on as they search for a replacement for Adama Traore, but the Daily Star reckoned that Villa could rival them. Bruce is likely to be active in the final few weeks of August after missing out on left-back Joe Bryan of Bristol City. He headed to Fulham, and John McGinn was the only new arrival that wasn't a goalkeeper. Out wide could be an area that gets some attention. Andre Green and Ahmed El Mohammadi started on the flanks in the win over Wigan, while Albert Adoma began the afternoon on the bench. Bolasie appears to have little or no future at Goodison Park. He was left out of the squad that drew 2-2 at Wolves on Saturday. The 29-year-old, who was signed for around £25 million from Palace in the summer of 2016 by Ronald Koeman, has missed almost a year of football through injury. The talking points: Aston Villa edged Wigan Athletic in a 3-2 thriller as football returned to Villa Park on Saturday. James Chester handed Villa the lead, but goals from Nick Powell and Callum Connolly turned the match on its head. The hosts soon replied, thanks to a rather fortuitous equaliser which went down as a Che Dunkley own goal. Then Birger Bjarnason, fresh from representing Iceland at this summer's World Cup, went on to become the hero of the day when he popped up in the box to finish off Conor Haynes' cross. Here are the talking points. They've quality players. All the Aston Villa reaction as they make it 2-2 against Wigan. It's been a while. The win means Villa have won back-to-back matches at the start of the season for the first time in almost 20 years. For you have to go back to 1999 when the last time the Claret and Blues were successful in each of the two opening weekends. On that occasion under John Gregory, they beat Newcastle away and Everton at Villa Park. Julian Joachim scored in both games. This time around it's been Hull and Wigan, and Villa have scored 6 times already. Already there are only 3 sides in the Championship that have taken maximum points from their opening fixtures. Along with Swansea and Leeds, Villa are in that trio. Jack's gesture, Cook's class, and the new owner symbolised the things you missed as Aston Villa beat Wigan defenders galore when James Chester rose to meet John McGinn's early free kick and head the ball past Christian Walton. He netted the club's 4th goal of the season. If we are including Ahmed El Mohammadi as a defender, then up to that point the Claret and Blues had only netted goals from members of their back line. What odds would you have had for Tommy Elphick, El Mohammadi, Alan Hutton and then Chester to be Villa's first 4 scorers of the new season? Rather long indeed. Even the own goal that followed came from Wigan defender Che Dunkley. Grealish and McGinn the standout stars as Aston Villa players are rated a new favourite. 2 men made their debuts for Villa on Saturday, following the closure of the transfer window, but it was definitely McGinn that made a lasting impression. Committed in the challenge with energy in abundance, the Scot showed that he was more than just a scrapper. His set pieces throughout the afternoon were of a high standard, and his corner that ultimately brought Villa level to 2-2 caused havoc. He might not be quite as easy on the eye as Grealish, but the duo complemented each other well. Based on his debut, McGinn should prove to be a nifty acquisition. Aston Villa leave it late to beat Wigan, and fans are all saying the same thing. No dramas. The hullabaloo that has followed Jack Grealish this summer could have easily made a negative impact on his displays. Yet against Hull and here at Villa Park it was as if the midfielder had enjoyed a summer break and successful pre-season without the noise that surrounded it. John Terry, Robert Snodgrass, Lewis Grabban and Sam Johnston, other key cogs in the team of last season, mightn't be there, but Grealish, alongside James Chester, is taking up the responsibility. If players historically have rejected to play because their head isn't right, after plentiful speculation, it's been made quickly apparent Grealish isn't one of them. Report: Birger Bjarnason snatches a stoppage time winner for Aston Villa against Wigan. Lessons learned: one thing I did do last year was I didn't think I used the squad well enough at times. "I know it's still early, but we've got 8 games coming up, and to get up and running the squad needs to get games under their belt." Those were the words of Steve Bruce after the game when asked about his decision to make 6 changes to his winning side. Bruce himself held his hands up last season regarding the lack of rotation in his squad, which led to fatigue, a factor in Villa's failure to secure an automatic promotion place. With a packed schedule ahead in the coming weeks, the manager felt it necessary for most of his squad to get minutes. It's something that, though seeming rather drastic now, could pay dividends going forward.